What's going on, guys? It's Wind Model 88 back here for you. I know it's been a while since I did a gun-related video, but every once in a while you just gotta step away a little bit and do a little something different, get out, do shit, fish, and just enjoy the outdoors and step away for a bit, like I said, but I'm back. I did pick up, I haven't really picked up anything lately. I did pick up this here. Was down Saturday after a friend's sons of mine birthday party, and decided to make an impromptu trip to Walmart just to see what they had. Picked up a little ammo, some odds and ends stuff, and they had this. I had a couple of these there. Now I did have one of these before, and I'll tell you about that. It didn't really go so well, but I heard they improved the trigger mechanism on them starting in 2022, so I picked up a newer model to try it. Now this is, flip this around for you, back here on the porch. This is, I'm in the sun, so I'm going to try to get this to where you can see it, but this is the Hatfield. This is the 20 gauge 3-inch chamber, single shot 20 gauge. This is what they call the SGL. No, I mean, it's simple. It's a simple shotgun. Of course, Hatfield, they are headquartered currently to Plains, Illinois. Of course, they are made in Turkey. So, I mean, they're another imported gun, but they're actually pretty solid. Now, the ones that worked, that is. We'll get to that. It is a single shot 20 gauge. This one is. Now, you can shoot, you can shoot whatever out of this. You shoot, your normal bird, your buck. You shoot slugs out of it. Actually, it is considered a slug gun. That does not mean you can't shoot other things out of it. But these longer barrels, this is a 28-inch barrel. You see it has the vented rib. Now we do trigger guard, pull back on the trigger guard, breaks open. See down there. It has an ejector. It does not have an extractor. Let me get that. Yeah, I think I said that right. So put one in, shoot it, break it open. It will seat up. It will not eject it out. You have to manually pull it out. So nothing wrong with that. I actually like that. It's less to go wrong. So, and also, you can fold these up. They have a little groove right here cut on the bottom of the fore end where the trigger guard will fit down in it. If you have a big enough backpack or whatever, you could actually fold that up and stick that right in your backpack as a what they call kind of like a survival shotgun. So that's a nice feature. Of course, it folds right back up and locks. Single point hammer. There's no intermittent clicks. Like I said, single pull hammer. Now you can adjust these. It does have the cross bolt safety. Simple, unsafe, fire. Of course, one position hammer, like I say. Now you can adjust this flathead screw here. Can adjust the the tension when you break it open. Now, when I get these, I've owned a couple of these. Just take some oil and put down in your hinges here. That loosen it up. Work it a little bit, and it'll loosen up. And also this screw here on the bottom of the trigger guard. that. I usually loosen these a full turn because it'll help the pull. Sometimes from factory, it's really tight to pull. So just loosen that maybe a turn or two, and it'll loosen up the pullback on the brake, or trigger guard, I mean, to break it. I did put the old butt sock on there, you know, holds an extra 5 plus 1, so in the chamber, so you can hold 6 with this setup. But like I said, 28 overall length, vented rib. That's just the bead front sight, and I don't know how good this will be out here in the sun, but of course there's no rear sight picture. I mean, you have this tiny little notch right in front of the hammer. You can't see it until the hammer's pulled back, so you're just looking down. You're lining this little groove up with your front bead. So I mean, it's old school, it's simple, I like it. Of course, take down, screw there, take your handguard off or your foregrip off, and but I mean, we'll sit her down here a little. It's actually a now function-wise, they have had some problems, especially with the earlier models of these. But as far as the way they're made, they're actually made really good, in my opinion. They're made with some really nice materials. Now, of course, it's a Hatfield SGL single shot. This one is in 20 gauge. You can get them in 12, 20, and 410. I had thought, there's a cockroach. I was just looking down, and there's a cockroach right there. We'll take care of him in a little bit. First cockroach I've seen in a while, but nonetheless, sorry about my rambling. Of course, this is a 20 gauge. You can get them in 12 gauge, 20 gauge, and 410. I had thought that you could get these in 28 gauge. I do not see the 28 or the 16 gauge in the full-size SGL model or the youth model, so I don't know if that's something they changed in 2022 when they redid these a little bit, but you may be able to find the older models in 28 gauge or 16 gauge, but I did not see any of the new models in any either of those gauges. So just 2012 and 410 for these. Like I said, they're currently imported from Antalya, Turkey, a huge firearms producing plant over there. There's Antalya, and then there's 2 other big ones in Turkey. The names are escaping my memory right now, but if you heard the names, you know, you would recognize them. Of course, they have manufacturing factories in Des Plaines, Illinois, and St. Joseph, Missouri, currently. These come with these are fixed chokes, but I mean, you can get full improved cylinder and modified for them. This didn't come with any chokes. This one, my last one did. I'm not really worried about it. It's gonna be a sit behind the bed gun. It's gonna be a fun little target gun. And it's gonna be a slug gun for rainy, shitty weather days in rifle season. I don't take my rifles out that are worth a lot of money. I will take this out, and hopefully this one goes off. Unlike last deer season, I'll tell you that in a little bit. Tell you about that in a little bit. Of course, the barrel is 28 inches. It's a break open, fold down, survival slash whatever you want to call it. 3-inch chamber. You can shoot 2 3/4 or a 3-inch out of this. Of course, bead front sight, cross bolt safety. The receiver is actually steel. It's a steel receiver. Of course, this one is matte black. You can get them in this matte black or a silver. And the wood on this, some of you will disagree. I've been around, you know, different wood and finishes on guns quite a bit in my lifetime. This is a Turkish walnut. And in my opinion, the Turkish walnut, just there is something about it. It's a very tall, it's a close one for me between the Turkish walnut, the American walnut, and of course the cherry. I love the cherry wood guns, but there's something about the Turkish walnut and the finish and the grain that 95% of this Turkish walnut shows. It is just a very beautiful, it's a very beautiful gun wood in my opinion. And you can put a lot of oils on it. You can refinish it, and that grain will just keep popping out. And it's just, I don't know. Like I said, it's probably, this is my favorite wood finish. The American walnut is right there too, with the cherry as well. But in my opinion, it's Turkish walnut for me. There's just something about the finish it gives off. Of course, obviously it's wood stock. The bore is a smooth bore. The barrel is it's a blue oxide finish. It's as you can see, right in here on both sides there is there's some blemishes. Of course, these are mass produced, so they're not going to be perfect, and they're cheap. But there's some almost looks like when you paint something and you kind of touch it accidentally with your finger, or you get a smear or a smudge in it. Kind of what it looks like. But like I said, I'm not real picky with these cheap guns. They are what they are. Overall length, of course, the barrel length is 28 inches. Overall length from muzzle to buttstock is 44 inches, and the gun weighs 5.5 pounds. So I mean, it's heavy. It's got that old, it's got that old single shot feel. Back when guns were made out of metal, made out of steel and wood. That's a gun to me. The ARs are cool. These new AKs and plastic polymer junk, in my opinion, they're cool. They're light. They're very maneuverable, but they're just, I don't know. There's a feel. There's a different kind of feel when you're shooting a gun, a firearm that is wood and steel, wood and metal. There's just something about it. Call me crazy. I prefer simplicity. And stuff that'll last the test of time, stuff that is proven. But I digress. I'm rambling now. Something else about these SGLs. They're offered in 1220 and 410. I already said that. Silver and black receiver finish. They also have youth models available in 1220 and 410, but they are 20-inch barrels in the youth models, opposed to the full-size 28-inch. So if you want to get yourself a youth model, and you got a 20-inch barrel, it'll really fold that down, get that in a backpack. But that's the rundown on the Hatfield SGL. This model is the SGL. They do have the what are they called? I think they are PAS. Of course, pump action shotguns, and then the SASs are the semi-auto shotguns, and then they have their tactical stuff. Hatfield does. Then their side-by-sides, and I think they make over and unders too. But I bought this at Walmart. It's a Walmart gun. Yes, it's a Walmart gun. It was $120 shelf price plus the tax. I think it was $139 out the door. Which the last one I bought was $99 shelf price, and plus the tax and the background check fee and other bullshit. That came out to like just shy. It was like $119. So they're about $20 more. Thanks, Biden. And all you other idiots in Congress and government. At this point, I really don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I'm not a registered either one. Yes, I'm a third-party voter. It doesn't matter which third-party voter I am registered, because anymore, it doesn't seem to matter. The Democrats seem so much worse now, just because they are fucking up the entire country, which rightfully so, to be viewed that way. But let's not fool ourselves. The Republicans don't get a pass either. There was a lot they could have fixed, and they turned their head to, chose to ignore, and then you get this trickle-down avalanche effect that the Democrats are just taking advantage of and running with. So I don't want to hear, either side. You can think what you want. I think what I want. But something has to change. I think third parties need a better chance. This two-party system for years, it worked in the beginning. But the last 50 years, 50, 60 years, what has a Republican or Democrat really accomplished? I think it's time for a third party to have a chance to see what they can do. You can agree, disagree, you can cry, you can bitch about it if you want in the comments. But the two-party system does not work anymore. It's a flawed, failed system. So, we gotta look elsewhere. The two-party system's old, outdated, it's boring. There's more than two kinds of people in this country who should get a chance for their political and governmental ways to be heard and seen. And the libertarians, the constitutionalists, which in Pennsylvania you cannot register as a constitutionalist, which is absolutely idiocy, and it's just dumb. But the third parties, they don't have a chance because everybody is so ingrained and they've been indoctrinated into this two-party system that it just doesn't work anymore. I'm sorry. We need a third option that has a chance. And getting 2-3% of the votes, each election year isn't going to cut it for the third parties. Until something changes, they don't have a chance. But anyway, that's my political rant. Bitch about it. Be pissed off, disagree. That's your right. Feel free to unsubscribe if your feelings are hurt. But anyway, back to this SGL. The first one I bought 2 years ago. I actually took it out last year on a really ugly, rainy, nasty last day of rifle season here. I let my two rifles sit at home. I did not want either one of them on my two deer rifles that I mainly use. Both of them are worth quite a bit of money. They're both 308, which is master race. In my opinion, feel free to unsubscribe if you disagree and hurt your feelings, but 308 master race in my opinion. Anyway, back to the story. I took this model that I had last year, this gun, out, and it would not fire. I had a doe 20 yards, and then took a couple steps, and she was about 25 yards, and I took 3 shots at her. The gun did not go off either of those 3 times. Then, after the second one, I took the slug out and looked at it. There was a primer strike. It seemed, and it looked heavy enough. Of course, obviously the safety was off. It should have fired. Then I felt like wrapping the gun around a tree and using the wood for a fire starter. But I kept my cool a little bit, which years ago I would not have. So I brought it back home, tore it apart. You can take the stock off. You can adjust the force, the hammer force, striking force. I adjust it all the way out, adjust it all the way in, still put it back together, still on fire. And then I proceeded to tear the receiver apart, and come to find out that the spring, the hammer spring that was in this, is actually not supposed to be in this gun. It was not letting the hammer, the striker was not coming forward far enough to engage. The hammer was not coming forward far enough to hit the striker to engage the the shotgun shell, the slug. So I got rid of that gun. I got a couple bucks for it, so I'd never own another one. But I read they were upgraded. Hence, I took a trip to Walmart and I walked out with another one. Same thing. It's supposed to be an upgraded hammer mechanism. So we will find out. I did not shoot this yet. I might actually go shoot a round or two out of this here at the house just to see. I'll leave it in the comments of this video if it works. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's the last little look. The 20 gauge Hatfield SGL. Bended rib, single shot, break open 20 gauge. From Walmart. Sub 150 gun with tax. You know, check them out. Nice little gun to have, and yes. So a gun like this, not particularly this gun, but these single shots I would use to defend my life, if need be. Single shot shotgun is, you know, besides the pump shotgun, the most proven, one of the most proven guns, you know, platforms in the world. They're simple. There's not much at all to go wrong. Put the shell in, you close it up, cock the hammer, safety off, bang. Well, if they're made right and they function properly, which most of them do. Thinking that Hatfield, the other one I had was just a lemon. I'll let you know in the comments how this shoots, but of course the way it's going here in America, Germany, Canada, Australia, all these other countries are looking at us saying, yep, that looks and sounds familiar. So we may be forced to defend ourselves with single shot shotguns in the future. However, I will not be doing that because before it gets to that point, I will have already been dead, along with a lot of other people, if it comes to that, before I get taken out. So they might want to rethink what their plans are in this country, because they don't want it. They're not about that life, like, you know, majority of us, 330 million, are. So that's my little political view to end this video. Take and do with it what you will. If your eyes aren't open now, they never will be. You're just forever blinded and brainwashed. But thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to subscribe or unsubscribe. It's really don't matter to me. Thumbs up, share, like, comment if you like this. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. It don't matter. As long as you're watching, I get the views, it benefits me. But you know, stay awake, guys. Not woke. That word is fucking stupid, but awake. And we'll catch you on the next one. Model 88 out. And yeah, be ready for everything, because it's coming. Later on, guys. Have a good week.